One of the most interesting things to me with a business degree, a degree in finance and real estate, I went to management class. Now, it was back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. We had to shoo them out of the classroom to be able to take management class. But it was how to manage people, which is when you just kind of say it that way, it sounds manipulative. You can boss people, bosses push, leaders pull. But one of the subjects that always came up back in the land of academia was delegation. And then as I've coached small businesses for a long, long time, one of the things that always comes up and always came up in my head was, how do I delegate? How do I delegate? Delegation, delegation, delegation. And it's it is getting the cart before the horse to say, I want to delegate. Now, it is good to delegate. There's 5 benefits to delegating. You lighten your load, you increase the team's ownership and loyalty because the person that's delegated to gets more dignity. It creates a growth plan. It activates momentum, and it shows your team that you believe in them. Delegation is good. I don't purport that you ought to be a micromanager. But we talk about delegating as if it is something that is a singular decision in a vacuum. And you simply cannot delegate until you can trust folks' competence and their integrity. I don't want to lend the good name of Ramsey Solutions to one of our team members to screw it up because they don't have integrity or they don't have the competence to do the job. And so if you own a landscaping organization and one of your things is you've got a series of lawns that you keep, if you delegate it to a crew and the crew tears up everything and they don't do a good job with the lawn, they've torn up your good name and you lose a customer. So you can't delegate because they're not competent. Or they lie to the customer and say, we'll be there in the morning, and they're not there. Well, we'll be there in the afternoon. We got held up for rain, and then they're still not there. We got held up because the sun came up. There's always something. There's always a dad blame excuse why people aren't getting their work done. And they lied. And that's an integrity thing, obviously. So you can't delegate to this person who lies and steals. You can't delegate to somebody who can't, even though they want to, they don't have the capacity they're not competent to execute on the task that you're delegating to them. And so if you're going to delegate to a leader inside your organization to do hiring and they suck at it, then that's your fault. That's not delegation. Delegation is not take your hand off the wheel. Well, you hired me to do this job. You ought to leave me alone. I will leave you alone when you prove you can freaking do the job. I did hire you to do the job, and I'd prefer you do it so I don't have to. That's why I hired you. But I'm going to leave you alone. The training will continue. The mentoring will continue until you provide competence and demonstrate integrity. When you do, I would love to delegate to you. It's why I'm freaking shelling out my money to you. It's why we brought you into the building. We wanted to delegate to you. It was our great dream to delegate to you. So please get to where we can. That's how delegation works, right? So take inventory of what you're dealing with here when you start to deal with when you're thinking about delegating. Look at the work you're good at and you love, the work you're bad at and you hate, the work you're good at but don't love, the work you're bad at but you like. And your sweet spot is stuff you're good at and you love, and the rest of it you ought to start talking about delegating. I'll give you an example. I'm very good at math. Math comes easy to me. It always has. I hate details. The process of doing accounting would make me want to shoot myself. You people that do accounting, I think there's something wrong with you. I'm glad you're out there, but I do not understand you. You sit and you just bathe in these details and you think, and I love the reports you create and the conclusions you come to because I love the math, the riddle of what's wrong with the revenue source. I love the math riddle about what's wrong with the expense ratio on this. I love the math riddle of looking at the P&Ls, but the detail of creating the KPIs, of creating the P&Ls, of creating the different accounting functions, if I had to do that, Ramsey would never have happened. So I delegated stuff I know how to do, but I hate. You delegate also things that you have no idea how to do. At Ramsey, we have about 1,000 team members, a little more, almost 1,100, and somewhere around 400 and something of them are programmers. And they're digital people. And I don't speak digital very well. I'm an old guy. And so I don't even know what the flip they do. I actually do. But I mean, I really, if I had to line, if the code that was written inside of Ramsey had to be written by me, y'all never would have seen a website. It wouldn't have happened. And so I have zero expertise in that. And so I have great appreciation for this group of nerds and the work that they do. They're absolutely amazing. They're fabulous. And the digital stuff that we put out at Ramsey is amazing. Now, I can manage the results and I can delegate the results, but I have no way to get my hands down in that and write the code and show them what to do. So I have to delegate something I don't know how to do. I have to delegate something I know how to do, but I hate doing if I want my business to grow. Now, I don't have to delegate the things I'm good at and I love doing. There's a lot of things at Ramsey that are here because I'm good at them, and I love doing them. And so one of those is being on this microphone right now, okay? And so there's other things that you got to be careful of, too, particularly in the early stages of your small business. If you're a treadmill or pathfinder in the first two stages, be careful of things you like doing, but you suck at it. So you kind of feel like you know how to do it, and because you're the boss, everybody lets you do it. You own the place, after all. They got to let you do it. But they're all kind of standing back going, God, I hope he doesn't wreck that car. It's a nice car. He has no idea what he's doing. But, boy, he likes to drive it, you know? And it's just like, hey. Yeah, so no. Be careful that if you're not real good at it, but you still love doing it, that you just kind of hang out with the guys who are good at it, the gals who are good at it, and you get some of the thrill of the ride, but you're not the one doing the driving. You don't need to be driving something you're not good at. And that's an opportunity to delegate. But again, in every one of these cases, I can only delegate to you to the extent I have mentored you and or have people on the team that have mentored you and have become convinced of your competency and your integrity. And then it's very easy to delegate. I used to think I was a micromanager. I'm not. I'm actually not a micromanager. I just have zero tolerance for a lack of excellence. And if you provide excellence, I will leave you alone. I will leave you so alone you'll be lonely because I got other stuff to do. But you got to provide excellence for me to be able to do that. And, you know, you're like, where's Dave? I don't know. Hadn't seen him in a while. But, you know, we're over here bailing money. I know that. So, you know, it's a good thing, right? So we're providing excellence. That's a good thing. So, you know, I will leave you so alone, you'll wish I didn't. But I thought I was a micromanager, but all it is I had no tolerance for people sucking up my brand. You know, half-butt doing stuff, losing customers I'd work my tail off to get, and then they piss them off because they don't even care or they don't know how to do their job. And that's not micromanaging. That's a demand of excellence. So we did the little quick read on delegation, and you can pick that up in the bookstore if you want. And it'll recap some of the things I just went over, but here's the best thing you can do. If you want to learn more about delegation, you want to know more about how we teach it here inside of our company and how we teach it to the people we work with all through EntreLeadership and EntreLeadership Elite. In the EntreLeadership Elite product, we have the delegation course. It has 4 lessons completely free. So if this has piqued your interest and you're saying, yeah, I kind of relate to that. I know I need to do it, but I don't know how to do it. Well, it starts with the hiring and firing, by the way. You got to get the right people in the seats, right people on the bus, right people in the right seats on the bus, according to Jim Collins, our friend, right? So he's right about that. So the Elite Delegation course, if you want to take the 4-lesson course on Elite, you can do that for free. And just check the show notes. Click the show notes, and you'll be able to find it, and you'll get signed right up for that, and that'll put you in there. So, and go pick up that little quick read if you want to as well. But this 4 lessons is video lessons, and they're me and others on the team teaching you delegation in detail that I didn't do in this little 12-minute segment here, okay? So just click in the show notes, and that'll get you the link for the free 4 lessons with Elite on the delegation process. So there we go, boys and girls. Be sure and check that out. You don't want to miss it. By the way, did I mention it's free? Hello. Free is good.